Hello viewers, I'm Ron Grant, coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for watching 284 Media, and thank you for your time. Faye-Ann, Lyons, and Bunjji are among a group of artists selected for the latest Apple Music Sessions. The duo both contributed a 4-track EP each for the sessions, which were released on Monday, August 15th on Apple Music. One of the featured songs, Island Vibe, was produced by Virgin Islands producer, the one and only Alton Bertie. Other tracks included When We Grow Up, Over You, and Island Girl. Of course, I am today joined by the one and only Mr. Alton Bertie to speak on the project and the collaboration. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I hustle. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Viewers, welcome back, and again, thank you so much for sticking with us. As promised, I'm joined by producer Alton Bertie. Alton, welcome back to our studios. You are pretty much family and at home, so thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, and once again, it's an honor to be here.
The pleasure is all mine. Now, first of all, congratulations on this piece of work. What an amazing contribution to soca music. Before we get into the conversation of course, the actual song, I want to talk about how this project came about. Walk us through it.
Well, a few years ago, this has been in the making. A few years ago, I was working on this music, and it was just a draft. I posted a clip of it, and immediately, Bunjji, who's a good friend, when I was in Trinidad, like my last year there, he treated me like family. He was really generous to me. Him and Faye-Ann. Also, Destra was really nice to me as well when I was down there in my last year. From the time I posted that clip, he instantly messaged me. He was like, I want this. My response was, but it's not done yet. And he was like, why send the thing just so? So that was it. So the track you're hearing is like something that I was just brainstorming, and he fell in love with it. Since then, we have been working on it, and this project itself, the timing is perfect, even though it's years in the making. When he told me about the whole Apple project, I was like, whoa, this music is intended for higher purpose. And
yes,
as everyone knows, Apple is my favorite company. Obviously, I'm a big Apple fanboy, and Apple being the largest company in the world, close to $1 trillion company, it is indeed an honor to be considered for such a project to work with them.
Beautiful. Now, you talked about the relationship, of course, with Bunjji and the other soca artists like Faye-Ann and Destra. How important is it for that Caribbean camaraderie and partnership from your vantage point?
Man, I'm just loving them. I spent years in Trinidad, and the artists were really welcoming. Me not being from there, I didn't really know anyone there when I first went down. The artists and musicians, they were my family, and they took me in as one of their own. Destra, for instance, she would invite me to events. She would be like, oh, you playing tonight? No, you're not? Okay, cool, come, let's go. Just drag me out. And you know, with Bunjji, most of the time when we're messaging on WhatsApp, it's not even about music, it's about technology stuff. He himself is a big Apple fan, so we're always talking about tech and training, working out different techniques. We even discuss diets and things like that. So it's not just music, it's not just here to just make money or put out something or to benefit somehow. It's that conversation, the camaraderie, and you know, they're like family. Anytime we run into each other, it's a family vibe. I also put out a post some time back that any Trinidad artist, any soca artist, once you're coming to the VI, whether it's the BVI or USVI, please make sure you send me a message, and from the time it was a joke. And from the time I put that out, like many different artists and musicians, they would just message me. Nadia Batson, when she was coming, really good people. They treated me well. They treated me well when I was down in Trinidad. And they sent a message, and A-Team band, and everybody. So it's a very good vibe, camaraderie with basically all the soca artists.
And I love to see it. I want to talk about the actual project. Give us a timeline. Exactly how long did the project take to completion after you guys officially signed on to be a part of this project?
Well, like I mentioned, years ago we started working on this music. This project happened during our BVI Emancipation Festival.
Okay.
So I was busy being a musician or a bandman. Those are you guys, people will get that. It was the weekend of when Destra was here, actually, that whole week. I did the project. I did the music. Well, I had the music, and I sent it down for them, and he recorded. And then the Friday before the show, I was preparing for the Calypso show and all of that, playing with OMG. And, he called me, and he was like, so do you mix and master as well? I'm like, yeah, I do. So he was like, I'm gonna send it to you to mix and master. So besides producing it, I also mixed and mastered it. So behind the scenes, I was working. I remember coming to the Calypso Monarch early in the village, and nobody was there yet, just the backstage crew. And I was backstage working on mixing the music through all the noise, using my AirPods, noise canceling to just mix the music, because that was the Saturday and the deadline was the Monday. And I knew I would be busy all weekend. So any little break that I got,
of course,
I would be working on the music.
Well, I love the, of course, work ethic and the discipline. A lot of persons don't get to understand and really see what it takes to pull off a lot of these projects. Take, for example, the Emancipation Festival. We, of course, were there both in the day and in the evening. So a very grueling, pretty much 24-hour schedule in making sure that the beautiful people of the Virgin Islands got to witness the emancipation celebrations and history in the making. What was your experience working with Apple on this project?
My experience, like I said, I found out that weekend and the deadline was Monday. So I was just focused on getting it done, because obviously you don't get bigger projects than this. This is Apple, so you don't get bigger projects than this. So I was really focused on getting it done properly. Bunjji also explained that they will be mixing it in spatial audio, which is Dolby Atmos. If you have AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, AirPods 3, you get spatial audio. That's when, if I'm listening to music facing this way and I turn my head this way, the music shifts so that the vocals move and everything moves in proportion, which I love it when it's done properly.
Of course.
So I had to make sure that what I was working on had to be done properly, because if it's not done properly, to me, it doesn't sound good. And it throws you off. For me, it throws off my balance if it's not done properly. So my thing was, okay, I have to ensure that I get this done properly. And when I finished mix and mastered it, I had to send it to one of Apple's studios in the UK. So I was in communication with them to see what they wanted so they could convert it into spatial audio.
Understood. Now, Alton, when we look at the Caribbean region and the plethora of artists, producers, musicians, I wholeheartedly consider you all cultural ambassadors, because essentially you are sharing our history, our rich history and heritage of the Caribbean with the rest of the world. What are your thoughts on me considering artists like yourself, producers like yourself, cultural ambassadors, and what do you think about more of us, essentially, when it comes to the creative portion, coming to the forefront and really serving as a cultural ambassador?
I know in many countries, musicians, creatives, they're considered cultural ambassadors. I do believe that we could do a lot more in regards to this. We have so many legendary people right here in the BVI. I posted a picture of Jugu the other day. Jugu is all over the world every weekend. You have guys like Boss. Kamau is a Grammy-nominated platinum producer. He was at the Grammys with Lady Gaga. And I remember when that happened, I was at Trinidad at the time. It was a Sunday, and I had 5 shows. So I was watching the shows I was watching the Grammy on the way to the shows, and it wasn't a big deal in the BVI at that time. It's like, here is one of us. He grew up right there in East End, and we aren't celebrating these things. And I know we are celebrating sports when they win.
Correct.
But we also have to celebrate the come up as well. And between us here, right among us, we have so many legends. I remember going St. Martin with OMG, and the treatment we got there. And I was surprised. We're on stage, and the crowd is in front. We're talking thousands of people, and they're singing all music.
Yep.
And then when you're done performing, the DJ comes on, vibe music is playing, and these people are going crazy for our stuff. So if the world is celebrating all people, all creatives, all musicians, all artists, all poets, why aren't we investing more into all people? So I'm definitely heavy about cultural ambassadors. It could do so much for us, even in traveling, because I know as a musician, sometimes traveling to places like the US, we get trouble. There have been musicians that have been red flagged for traveling to the US. So if there's any way that you could facilitate this to make this easier, that would be greatly appreciated. I know for me, myself, I have a lot of shows coming up outside all around the world. I was supposed to be in Boston this weekend with Mr. Killer, but I have karate grading, so I kind of have to focus on that. And it's an important grading as well. So just to facilitate us, make it easy for us, and you know, invest in those people who want to come up. If somebody is starting a YouTube channel, like let's say for instance Bunjji is starting a YouTube channel,
yes,
let's invest in that so that it could grow and make it easier for him. We have to fight against the entire world. Make it easier at home for us.
We shouldn't have to fight at home.
Yes, exactly. So make it easier for us so that all people could excel. And it's not only good for tourism, but there's so much negativity out there. As recently with the BVI, let's promote the positive.
I totally agree with you. You're definitely preaching to the choir, and I want to congratulate you once again for continuously wearing the Virgin Islands flag wherever you go. In conclusion, of course, viewers, unfortunately, we're not able to play the song due to copywriting matters, but I had an opportunity to listen to it, and it is absolutely dope. Be sure, of course, to get that at Apple Music. Of course, the song is Island Vibe, and the entire project, again, a 4 EP sessions, 4-track EP. You can also check out the other songs. Alton, I want you to speak to the generation of up-and-coming producers, creatives, and artists as it pertains to seizing moments and opportunities.
We have a lot of opportunities in the BVI. I can definitely tell you from a person who travels a lot in the creative field, we have so much talent here, so much talent, and we are being recognized for it all around the world, especially in this region. Guys like Brent, highly praised, respect is due. We have so many musicians, and my thing would be, I think we're in a generation of just getting things quickly, but we have to invest the time and effort, everything into it. It's not gonna come overnight. I am regarded as a very highly praised musician. The other day, Destra was in St. John, and her bass player couldn't make it. At the very last minute, she called me to play for her. I didn't even get to rehearse because when we had sound check, they had to rewire the stage. So I didn't get to practice at all. The way how I practice is we were sitting in the bus and they were singing their arrangements for me. I had to remember that. And then when the show came, it's just to execute it. But the reason I'm emphasizing this is that doesn't happen overnight. When I was a kid in high school, I used to spend my summers 10 hours per day practicing saxophone in the band room with Kamau and Mr. Saud and all those guys. It does not come overnight. Brent is a bad musician, but he ain't bad just so. He put in a lot of time.
Absolutely.
So you have to invest in it. It's not going to come overnight. And then besides that, besides getting the talent aspect of it, you also have to invest in other things. Like I mentioned, I'm very close with a lot of these soca artists, reggae artists, in other aspects. So there's a networking opportunity there. And it is indeed humbling to be considered amongst them. I met Steel Pulse the other day. First, one of the few acts I actually don't know. And they heard us sound check. I was sound checking with Final Phase. And when we were done, they came up on stage and the keyboardist was like, I need a selfie with you. I need a picture with you. And he was asking me for tips. My comment was, you are the legend. Why are you asking me for tips? So you have to invest in invest in yourself and just keep doing it. It's not gonna happen overnight, but also to reach out to some of the older ones. Some of the guys out there have been doing this for a very long time. I look up to a lot of people here as well. I remember in early Showtime days, we were young, you know, Boss, Jugu, Mac Daddy, all of us. We were young and we had a lot to learn. We weren't good. I mean, people used to, I say this all the time and I know it's probably embarrassing for Jugu. People used to comment about Jugu voice all the time. Now Jugu has one of the most iconic voices in the VI. So you have to just work and don't stop. Don't stop. People will tell you all kind of things. I know there are people out there who probably don't like me or whatever, but my motivation is internal. And you can see that in everything that I do, whether it's training, karate, running, swimming, marine science, everything. I am going to go regardless of what you say or what anyone else says. I have a goal. I have a path and I'm going. So please have that resolve within yourself to just go, get it. Whatever it takes to get it, go.
I absolutely love it. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from the one and only producer Alton Bertie. Of course, we were speaking today about the track Island Vibe and the partnership between Bunjji and Faye-Ann on the new Apple Home sessions. Lots of words of wisdom, lots of nuggets and inspirations. Do make sure that you check the project out and enjoy it. Have a beautiful rest of the weekend. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.